Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all.
All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store.
This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, before we get started, I just needed to let you know that I've already recorded this video once, and just like I did on the last top of the blogs, I messed up the sound. I plugged in my phone and my radio was turned off, so the speaker couldn't pick up my sound. So it was a whole video of me just talking and not recording my voice. So we got to do it again. So I'm just going to let you know that the first time that you do the videos, when you get all the jokes and the fun and the cleverness and the, you get all that on that first video. The second video is never, ever. Anybody that does this will tell you that the second take is never as good as the first. So I'm frustrated about that because I actually felt like I did a good video. And it's just wasted. I'm so irritated, but it is what it is. So let's get this done. I snuck back out here. The day is over, work is over, but I came back out so that I can get this done. First story up, you guys. I woke up this morning, actually before I went to sleep. I was just about to fall asleep last night, and I looked at my phone and someone had sent me an inbox message telling me that it hadn't been confirmed yet. However, they were saying that Irv Gotti had passed. Irv Gotti, mama named him Irving Domingo Lorenzo Jr. This morning when I woke up, I did pick up Instagram and saw very first post that he had passed away. And I actually was sadder than I thought I would be, because, Irv Gotti, as of late, we haven't been the happiest with him with some of the things that he's been saying and doing. However, without talking about these last year or two of, some of the more troublesome things that he's said or done, prior to that, you guys, I won't lie. I've had great times, great memories to Irv Gotti's music, Murder Inc.'s label, their music, their artists and all that. I mean, not necessarily the songs that I grew up on, but definitely a time in my life in my 20s and 30s when I just really was enjoying myself and had some good times to his music, you guys. Not only just Murder Inc.'s music, we know, of course, that he had Ja Rule and Ashanti. But even before he got with, even before he formed Murder Inc., I believe that he was working with Swizz and, a lot of the producers who did end up making up their own labels. So like Swizz Beats and all them that were in New York in particular, 50 Cent, all of them. They all were around each other and knew each other, and he worked on a lot of other people's music outside of Murder Inc. as well. We saw him do some things for Bad Boy. He wasn't like an official Puffy producer or anything, but we did see him do some work with Bad Boy. Saw him do work with Rough Riders. I think he was maybe a part of Rough Riders crew at one time. Don't quote me on that. I don't know that, but I know that they all kind of was around each other when they were younger and, all just hungry and trying to make a name for themselves and creating these labels and everything. So he has a lot of music. Like, have you guys been seeing on social media? They've been posting all the videos of the different songs, and it was so many songs that I have forgotten about. And so many songs that I didn't even realize that he was a part of, even though now when you listen to, it's funny how when you are in that time, you don't necessarily pick it up. However, now that the time has passed, I can hear that the songs that he produced, they all had a sound. They all had a sound, just like how Teddy Riley had New Jack Swing sound, and just like you can pick up when you hear kind of like a Rough Riders, DMX, Swizz Beatz kind of beat, and you can, like, you start to recognize some of those things. But yeah, so I was listening to some of the songs and I just was like, man, this is awful. Awful, you guys. He was actually pretty young. So we knew that he had been ill recently. Whack 100 mama named him Cash Jones. And side note, you guys, Cash Jones, that's such a way better name than Whack 100. Why wouldn't he just use his own name? It's so catchy. I mean, Cash Jones. Why would you want to be Whack 100? Anyway, child, it's neither here nor there. But remember a few months ago, I was telling you guys that Whack 100 had blasted that Irv Gotti had been so sick. And he was like, the little nigga had a stroke and he couldn't even walk. He in the wheelchair. Remember, he was telling all that on one of his shows that he does. And then somebody from Irv Gotti's team came out and was like, no, that's not true. He is not in a wheelchair. He was walking with a cane for a minute there. But now he's better and he's concentrating on his health, and, you know, he's able to walk without it and this, that, and the other. But Whack 100 was the first to let us know that there was something going on. Actually, let me take that back. We knew that he had been sick. He had a stroke a while ago, but we didn't know that it had advanced to the point where Whack 100 was saying the man was in a wheelchair, right? So his team came out and said, no, that's not true. He's not in a wheelchair. I think they were more like, that's not what's happening now. Maybe it could have been something that happened in the past. Yet and still, he's been apparently trying to work on his health, and yeah, very sad. Very, very sad. I hope that he found some peace. Because for some reason, I just have a feeling that the man was not happy, in life right now. And, it just seemed like it was reflected in the way that he was talking about, you know, everybody has a story, everybody has a past, okay? But, you know, the way that we was hearing him talk about Ashanti and what had gone down when they were all together on Murder Inc. and all that, it was disappointing, one, to hear, but secondly, it was so much vitriol behind it that it felt like it was very, very personal, and it felt like he probably had some regrets, and it probably also had some resentment. You know, it felt like there were a lot of things that he was still dealing with. Now, we don't know that for a fact, but just kind of his subject matter and just kind of his whole way just didn't seem like he was the happiest of persons, you know, right now. So my hope is that now that he is gone on home, you know, that he was able to find some peace, because it just didn't seem like he was a peaceful person. I know also that he had a lawsuit. I don't know if I think the lawsuit was still happening, that, you know, somebody was suing him for sexual harassment, sexual abuse, you know, all of that, sexual assault. So I think that case was still going on. I just know that he's been going through quite a bit in these last few days. But yeah, I mean, last few years. But yeah, you guys, this is really a blow. Like, this is a blow. And like I said, all those videos that they posted, it was just a reminder of such good music and such good times. And then I was just looking at some of the videos, and I came across a video where he was actually talking to an interviewer about how they dropped the ball on Fast and Furious. It was just Fast and Furious. The very first movie of that franchise, Murder Inc., was involved in the production of it. And, they decided to, because they were so wrapped up in their music and what they were doing as far as music was concerned, that they wasn't really fucking with the Fast and Furious, okay? And they dropped it. They let another studio take it, and they didn't deal with it any longer. But then now look, all these years later, we're on Fast and Furious 11 or something like that. So yes, definitely dropped the ball on that one. He said that he does have regrets about that. But yeah, so he worked on not just music. Music was the main thing, but we know that he did movies and TV shows. He was doing that whole Tales in the Hood That was murder. That was Irv Gotti, right? I believe it was Irv Gotti, the new version of Tales in the Hood that was on BET. I feel like I'm saying that's not the exact right title. If it's not, one person can correct me. Yeah, you guys, just real sad. It's sad that, you know, his health had declined, and it's sad that he just didn't seem like the person, you know, the happiest person at the time. But this is a major loss. Ja Rule did post a post earlier today and just put a broken heart emoji. And we haven't heard anything, at least from this point. I hadn't seen anything that Ashanti had responded to it or, you know, said anything about it. I mean, she may or may not. She is a new mom, a new wife. She's enjoying her life over there and might not want to even have to deal with that publicly. Yeah, y'all, just boy, 54 years old. He was 54 years old. That is so young. So many people are dying right in their 50s, and it is a lot of black men. So that part is a little concerning. I know that, you know, we as a people, especially black people, you know, as we get into our 50s and our health starts to decline, I mean, you know, we've got to be a little bit more vigilant and making sure that we're good and being here for our loved ones and all. I don't know how he passed. Well, no, I did read something. I think they said that he was he in surgery? No. He had a series of strokes back to back. I think he was in surgery. Don't quote me on that, but I did remember reading that he had multiple strokes, and he ended up dying because of that. So yeah, you guys, very, very sad. Y'all go on and listen to, just Google and look at all of the songs that this man was involved in. Very, very talented. That's a huge loss for the music industry. 54 years old. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti. Okay, y'all, I swear I'm not gonna be sitting up here fanning myself, but let me get my official fan out, so at least you ain't got to be hearing this this paper going back and forth. Okay, next story up, you guys. Puffy. It seems that Puffy has 2 more people with allegations that Tony Busby, you guys know, the ambulance chaser down in Houston, Texas, he is bringing 2 more people to this whole thing. So I guess now, you know, I feel like he brought a couple more. We got to be somewhere around 130 people that he claims he is going to be filing cases for and representing in court. Okay, now, a male musician from Texas, he claims that back in 2015, he was working with Puffy and Bad Boy, doing some work with them, and was promised that if he continues to work with Puffy, that he will get a music deal. He'll get some sort of deal or some sort of work with Bad Boy. All right, I'm assuming that did not happen. And instead, what he got from Puffy, let him tell it, is he was sexually assaulted. Okay, so that is one I don't know what his name is, but I do have the name of the second accuser. Her name is Ashley Parham. She is an accuser out of California, and she says back in 2018, Puffy and 2 people that was with him, 2 parts of his security team maybe, they took turns raping her. And they recorded the whole thing. So as far as she's concerned, there is some sort of recording proof that this happened to her. But she said it just went on endlessly until she was able to get a hold of a knife, along with a neighbor, apparently, who provided some sort of distraction, so that she was able to get away. She pulled a knife on them. It was some distraction. Yeah, so she said she was able to get away. And so she is the next person that is accusing Puffy and some of his co-workers, or employees, I should say, of assaulting her. So she is now a part of that group that is suing as well, pressing charges, filing a case as well. Of course, Puffy's people are saying that everybody lying. Okay, and that they are going to, you know, see them in court just like they seeing everybody else that's telling this story on him. Child, there be so much going on in the world today. I mean, I know I'm not the only person that almost forgets about Puffy's case, but I bet you Puffy ain't forgot about it, child, and I know his family hasn't either, so we'll see. It feels like it's taken an awful long time for when is the federal case about to get started? Because my whole thing is, you guys, like the Fed, the longer that they wait, the more this man is not going to have money to be. I feel like Puffy is going to be broke by the time we get this whole case on the go. Because even though Puffy was a millionaire and had quite a bit of money, you guys, it's different when he's not still getting income. Well, I'm sure he's still getting some income. I'm sure he still has some of his businesses, but he lost a lot of his businesses, a lot of his big contracts and businesses that he had and big deals that he lost a lot of. So when you don't have as much coming in and you spending all this money to try to have some lawyers represent you, it feels like they are trying to just run his pockets. And because the longer that we wait, the longer that he has to pay to try to get these people to defend him. And so, yeah, by the time it's all said and done, you guys, Puffy might be broke. Okay, maybe not me and you broke, but quite a bit broke, you know. So there's that as well. And I remember reading that when this all came down, that they said that federal case was probably going to take a long time. Actually, no, the case starts in May. Child, I'm just talking. But I do kind of remember telling you guys that the case starts in May. So we going to be all right. We going to be all right, you know, with it. But yeah, I feel like, I know that money got to be flying out of his bank account quickly, because every day is somebody else that he has to respond to, you know. And when he don't respond to it, then the damn judge just puts a damn default judgment on there, so he can't not even just not respond. He got to do something, or you'll get a judge like that judge that did that $13 million settlement for somebody. I mean, award for somebody because Puffy and them didn't even show up. Puffy was like, I ain't even knew that this was happening. Here I got 15,000 charges and people accusing me of all this shit. He said he can't even keep up with it. So there's that. Oh, she looks pretty. Oh, anyway, you guys, that's that on that. We gonna see what goes on with Puffy, child. But Puffy gonna have to get in line, because like I said, it is a lot happening in the world today, right? Next story. All right, you guys, CRISEAN. CRISEAN Rock. I almost don't even want to say the name, because the minute you get to talking that girl up, she like Candyman. Oh my God. And I have worked so hard to keep her off of my algorithm, and it's worked out beautifully. But I was able to see the other day, you know, every now and then I like to visit Neighborhood Talk, and Neighborhood Talk is good for having a CRISEAN story, child. Anything Zeus related, it's gonna be on there. Anyway, I was looking over there and I saw that her ex-boyfriend Ronnie Doe, mama named him Karan. I'm assuming it's Karan. It's Karon. So it's either Karan or Karen Mackay Khan. Karan or Karen Mackay Khan. I think it's Karan Mackay Khan. Okay. The young man was shot and killed in Baltimore, Maryland earlier this week. Now, just a few months ago, I remember telling you guys about the fact that Ronnie Doe was at a store and confronted CRISEAN about the paternity of the baby. Now, apparently, I ain't knew this because I don't know shit about what's going on with them, but apparently there's been all this question about whether or not CRISEAN's baby belongs to Blueface or Ronnie Doe. I kind of remember that getting whipped up right when she first got pregnant. However, by now that baby is around 2 years old or something, right? So I would, no, he's not that old, but he's somewhere close. He's over a year. And so I'm like, I'm sure that they done had all the tests that they needed to get done to know who the damn baby daddy is. But apparently Ronnie Doe was not involved in that paternity test taken. So he seems to believe that that baby might be his. When you look at a picture of old Ronnie and you look at the baby, you be like, yeah, you know, your mind gets to telling you like, oh yeah, he could maybe possibly, you know. But CRISEAN has always said that that is not his baby. And apparently I mean, I would have to have assumed that Blueface would have demanded a paternity test with all of the shit that couple has been through. I'm positive that boy has asked for a paternity test and had it done on his child to make sure, because otherwise, why tie yourself down to a baby that you know is not even yours? So I was like, I know they already had to have had that done and it's been established. You know, he's not saying any longer. At one point, he was trying to act like it wasn't his baby, but he stopped that. So I was like, maybe they had the test and they realized that he is the daddy and it's whatever. However, Ronnie Doe, Mr. Doe, say he don't know nothing about that and he wants to get a test taken because that's his baby. Now, CRISEAN was so upset while he was in the store, and, you know, they called the police and all that, and he was recording and all that, but they called the police and told him to leave her alone. You know, there's always going to be people out there who believe the story, right? So there are people out there who believe that CRISEAN may be, have had a baby with somebody that wasn't Blueface, but has put it on Blueface, and is, you know, there are people who believe that. But I'm just like, no, that just doesn't sound like that's something that would make sense. Okay. Ronnie looks like the person who might be just trying to get some clout or just want some attention. Okay. And just decided to do this, maybe blasting her, trying to make her look, you know, bad or worse or whatever. But yeah, I didn't feel like that's what the case was. Okay. How hard is it to get a fucking paternity test? It didn't have to be with Ronnie, but I'm talking about with Blueface. So there was that. Now, Ronnie has turned up dead. He's gotten shot and killed out there in Baltimore. And of course, you know that the naysayers and the people that believe anything other than what the truth might be are saying that CRISEAN had the boy killed. That is real serious, you guys. This ain't just some little old reality show, a fight, an argument, a bicker, or something like this. You're trying to tell me that this girl got somebody killed over the fact that he might be the baby father instead of who she's been saying all this time. Like, this is serious. This ain't just social media fun and kikis and everything. You talking about somebody's full life, their future. You know, we're not just killing people willy-nilly. Okay. That girl has a lot to lose. Okay. Because when you come from nothing, and I'm not saying that about her, that's what she has said about herself. You know, I mean, not nothing, but when you come from a different world and you probably didn't have money like this and there was some trauma and all this, when you finally do get money, you ain't trying to lose it again. Okay. So I don't think it would be smart for this girl to put herself in a situation where she would have a boy killed, end up in jail, not be with her baby, not be able to have access to the life that she once had, her money and all that. Like, I know, you know. And I can also say this: if you believe that Blueface or CRISEAN Rock have the ability to come up with a murder for hire plot, because I know that, well, Blueface in jail, so he couldn't have done it physically himself. But even if you think that CRISEAN was able to do that and keep the secret going and nobody find out about it, child, I got some land to sell you. Some land to sell you somewhere. Okay? Because if they were involved, it will come out. Okay, that being said, I do not believe that they were involved. I mean, you know, people have said that Mr. Doe was involved. You know, he was of the streets, and this was in Baltimore, Maryland. And, you know, there's some parts of Baltimore that are dangerous like any other, you know, big city. And so, I mean, I don't know if Baltimore is considered a big city, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, these things happen everywhere. So this might just be a case where this young man was killed. Unfortunately, his life was taken much sooner than it needed to be, you know, but that CRISEAN and Blueface were not involved. Blueface, mama named him Jonathan Jamal Porter. He is still in jail, like I said, so he couldn't have physically done it. It's not impossible that he could be involved, but I don't believe that. His mother, Calissa, you guys, she put a statement out saying thank God her son is in jail, because otherwise everybody would be blaming him as well, you know, and she knew that her son was not involved. Blueface has a lot to lose too, even while he's in prison. So, you know, we have to kind of be realistic. People die and things happen, but look, and I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth when the story does come out that they were involved, but I really honestly don't believe that they are. I really honestly don't believe that they are. You know, they capable of doing a whole lot, but I don't believe that. Also, CRISEAN did end up posting the paperwork from the paternity test that they did have from Blueface back in 2023. So it's been done. That wouldn't be the motive of killing Doe. You know, if you wanted to try to put it on her, you know, you couldn't say, well, he's really the baby daddy, and because he's not, you know. So there's that. All right, so y'all leave that girl alone. We're gonna pray, you know, prayers up for the family of Mr. Doe and all that, you know, because we don't like to see our men shot down and killed in the streets. So rest in peace to him. But other than that, you guys, yeah, I think that this is just a case of, you know, unfortunately, you know, being a victim of the streets. All right, next story. All right, you guys, so Pop Smoke, mama named him Bashar Baraka Jackson. Bashar Baraka, whatever how you ever say it. I like it. I like that name, Baraka, Barakah Jackson. They're saying that his killer, Corey Walker, finally pled guilty and is awaiting sentencing. Okay, he faces 29 years now. I was confused about this story originally because when the story first came out, I'm sorry, somebody is just standing over here and I don't know what she's doing. Anyway, I remember like earlier last year, I was telling you guys how the mother was upset because one of the killers, it was 4 people that was involved, and I think 3 of the 4 were all juveniles. Okay. One of them had already been a juvie and already was out, and he was doing videos and talking about how, yeah, he killed Pop and Pop Smoke, and, you know, it's just that shit that happened every day on the street. Like, it ain't no big deal. And, you know, it was bothering the mother that people were actually paying to have interviews with him for him to say something so vile. You know, no mama want to hear that shit. You killed my damn son and you want to tell me, oh, it's no big deal, happen every day, you know? So, and it wasn't fair that this boy, I mean, how many years did he do? Pop Smoke ain't been dead that long. He already out of jail, you know? So the mom was upset, understandably so. But there's this one gentleman, his name is Corey Walker. He originally was charged with, he was one of the kids as well. He originally was charged with first degree murder and home invasion robbery. But it looks like they had given him a deal, and he ended up pleading guilty to voluntary manslaughter, which is like, if I was that mother, I'd be pissed. Because why is this a manslaughter charge? I guess maybe because he was not the person that pulled the trigger. Maybe he was just, well, they're saying the killer, but then they also sometimes will just say he was involved in the whole thing and charged all 4 of them. But, you know, I would be upset if he got a lesser charge, only because lesser charges mean lesser time. And to me, it's like, you killed my child. Your ass need to be in jail for the rest of your life, because my son is gone for the rest of his life. You know, he has no life left. The rest of my life, my son is gone. So they ended up he ended up pleading guilty to voluntary manslaughter. He also pled guilty to home invasion robbery. And he faces 29 years, which is not a life sentence. He probably will be up for parole, and he's pretty young. So, you know, there's that as well. He's going to be out and he'll still have maybe the second half of his life to get to. And that just sounds so unfair to me. So he will be getting sentenced soon. He's going to be in state prison. And I feel bad for the mom. The mom said that she has chosen to not even concentrate on this. She's not going to be at the sentencing for him. She's just completely ignoring that. And she chooses to celebrate the life that her son did have for the short years that he was here. Okay, and I'm sure she does that for her own peace of mind, child, because you cannot just stay mad at some shit that you don't have control over. You can't change it. It is what it is. And, you know, that shit will stress you out so bad, it will kill you. And I'm sure the mother is choosing life and just choosing to have some sort of peace in her life and not have to deal with that no more. So I just feel sorry, because I can't even imagine. I would be so mad. I would be so mad if my child's killer was just walking around. I'm telling you, it would just, Anyway, you guys, so that is what is going on there. Praying for that mom. Y'all just send up a prayer for her, because to have to see that kind of stuff on the day in and day out, I'm sure it's taking a toll. Okay, and next story. Lastly, in quickies, okay, you guys, first up, congratulations are in order to Soraya and Joey Badass. Mama named him Jovan Virginie Scott. Virginie Scott is a hyphenated name, so I think that's 2 last names. That's not his middle name. It's not Virginie. Anyway, they are infanticipating. Isn't that sweet, you guys? We remember when when these two got together, and they've been together ever since. We saw one small little argument out there, but that was just regular growing pains in a relationship. But other than that, they've been together. They look like they've been extremely happy. And she debuted her new baby bump in New York at New York Fashion Week. She was walking, I think she was a bathing suit model. She had on the bathing suit and like a cape. And when she opened her cape up, you know, you could see her little belly. She's tiny. She a little teeny thing. So of course her stomach is small too. Yeah, these two are infanticipating, and I believe that this is their first child for both. So congratulations to them. Next, you guys, please tell me, why is 50 Cent the way that he is? What is wrong with 50 Cent? He's so mean. He is so mean, you guys. Now, 50 Cent done got his panties in a bunch because Rick Ross took a picture with Big Meech, and I think 50 Cent took that as a slight. Like, you mean to tell me I got a fucking whole show over here about y'all and your group and all of this, and you go and hang out with that nigga like his enemy? You know, he didn't like that. So 50 was saying and doing the shit that he was saying and doing over there, saying how he gonna get rid of BMF and blah, 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 and the show. And Lil Meech, who was an actor on the show, who's also the son of Big Meech, but has a relationship with 50 Cent. Lil Meech was upset about the things that 50 Cent was doing. So he thought that he would appeal to his softer side and was just like, let me send him a text message. You know, so he sends them a text, and, you know, just in short, the text said something along the lines of, you know, why you out here tripping like that? Like, you know how I feel about you. You know, you've done so much for me, and I would literally give the shirt off my back for you. You know, like, the only reason why my dad is taking pictures with Rick Ross, because Rick Ross gave him some money, you know, to help him pay his bills. So, you know, he was just doing them a solid. But, you know, you ain't got to be all like this. Like, I'm your boy. I'm your boy. Okay? Here go one of my other nosy co-work. He don't work with me. He works in my building. No, nosy as fuck. Let me hurry up and get out of here, you guys. Anyway, so, you know, Lil Meech felt away. Child, tell me why 50 Cent was just like... Lil Meech about to be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. He gonna call Mona Scott personally and get him on the show. Like, he getting rid of Lil Meech. He don't give a fuck. He got all this terrible things to say. Like, he don't give a fuck. He is done. And I was just like, God, 50, why you do that? That young boy was trying to, he was trying to talk to you. And then I actually saw a video of 50 Cent's son. I just saw that because remember I told you guys, I originally did this video earlier. This part would not have been in the video. But since I went back after lunch, I saw that 50 Cent's son, you know, had posted a video. He didn't direct it to nobody, but he was just like, you thought you was special? You thought you was special? We know that he's talking to Lil Meech. He probably felt away. Maybe 50 Cent put 20 on 10 and was making it feel like, or seem like, you know, he had taken a special liking to Lil Meech and that he was treating him like a son. And I'm sure, you know, with all of the drama that 50 Cent have with his son, you know, 50 Cent's son felt that it was funny that Lil Meech was hurt about this and he had to laugh about it. But I was just like, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not cool. Okay, unless there's a reason for 50 Cent treating Lil Meech the way that he is. It's just kind of fucked up and it's not funny. You know, people got feelings, you know, like I thought he was like this. But listen, Tiny and T.I., now how much the fuck money is it? Is it 71 million? Is it 54 million? Is it 17 million? Y'all know the case that they had against MGM Entertainment and the OMG dolls and the whole stealing of the likeness and all that and them winning. Originally it was 71 million, and then they said that one judge said that was too much. Then they dropped it down to 17. And then another judge now is saying, no, we're going to put it back up at 54 million. I don't know how much it is. How the fuck much is it? Okay. But just give me the whole just give me the whole amount. Punitive damages and whatever all the other charges are, just give it to me. Something about this whole story feels like it's not accurate. I feel like they are not telling us the truth. You know how sometimes social media will sensationalize stories? It feels like this is a sensationalized story, because I'm just like, what the fuck amount is it? Anyway, all I know is it's more money than I got. Then, you guys, the American Heart Association is saying that there are 101 beats per minute in the cadence, I guess, of when you're manually trying to beat someone's heart for them. You know, when you're performing CPR manually for somebody until paramedics or further help can come, there is 101 compression beats that you need to make. Well, American Heart Association says that Kendrick Lamar's song also has 101 beats a minute, so that really, technically, if you wanted to make sure that you stayed on beat to keep this person's heart beating for them, all you got to do is put on Not Like Us, and then you'll be able to save this person's life. Okay? Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. I was just like, oh, look at there. Another good reason to play Kendrick Lamar's music. Somebody in my comments said that it used to be Staying Alive that they used to say was the song with the beats, and I was like, oh, well, let's try that one out. Now you can't say what you want when I rock. I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. You guys, I'm sweating so bad. Look at my face. Child, look at it. I am trying to get through this video. I got to go home, you guys. Anyway, yes, Kendrick Lamar, he's a lifesaver as well. How can you not love him, y'all? Also, congratulations are in order to Glorilla. Mama named her Gloria Hallelujah. I don't know what her last name is, but you guys, she has now been chosen. Rihanna has chosen her as the ambassador for all Fenty brands. So that would be Savage Fenty, Savage X Fenty, Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin, and Fenty Hair. She gonna be the person that represents across the board starting spring of 2025. She put out the statement that said, I'm beyond excited. I was gonna do it in her voice, but I ain't even gonna try, you guys. She said, I was beyond excited to be the first joint partner for Fenty brands for September. Let me start over. I'm beyond excited to be the first joint partner for Fenty brands for spring 2025. Rihanna has been such an icon and inspiration, and being chosen to represent her vision across Savage X Fenty and Fenty Beauty is an honor. This spring season is all about celebrating confidence, boldness, and embracing your glow. I can't wait for y'all to experience it all, embracing your glow. You see what she did there? Good for glow. I love it. I love it. We love Glorilla. I love to see the girl winning, and she is doing just that, you know, and this is a person that we know has come from nothing because she told us that she did. So we love a story when somebody is winning the way that she is. She looks great. Her music is good. People like her, you know, like having her around. So I want her to continue this. So I hope it continues for her. So congratulations. We're going to give her a fist pump of righteousness on that black girl magic, because you're not going to get enough of us now, are you? And lastly, you guys, Super Bowl is Sunday. I know I don't have to get preachy on here, but I'm just going to let y'all know that please no drinking and driving. I need all my rock stars to make it back to us next week. Okay. And when I should probably say no indulging, because some of y'all do more than just drinking. All right. So whatever the fuck you do, please don't drive. All right. Get you an Uber, get you a Lyft, be a passenger, or just stay your ass at home, and you can do whatever you want to do at the house. Okay. But I need everybody to be safe. Who we rooting for? I'm rooting for the fine one. What's his name? Jalen? That's who I'm rooting for. He played for Philadelphia. Okay, well, that's what I'm on then, y'all. I'm on whatever he on. Y'all know I don't know shit about no football. I don't give a fuck. I told Mr. I said, I feel like we should have football food there. So we need a little, We need some wings, some meatballs, some pasta salad, some nachos, you know, shit that you'd have at a baby shower or something. That's what I want. So hopefully Mr. will cook that up for us. We just gonna be home, at least for now. We have no plans, so that's always the safest place to be, honey. Shit is too wild these days. So I just want everybody to be safe out there, okay? And may the best team win. Y'all let me know who you going for. Okay? And I'm gonna get on off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Till next time, Roxstars.